everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and as always, I'm here with my amazing co-host, Julia. Julia, how are you today?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing great, Jason, and I'm really excited about today's episode because this is something every English learner needs to hear.
Absolutely. Today's topic is very simple, but very powerful. Why you must speak in English.
Yes, and if you're listening right now and thinking, I understand English, but I don't speak much, this episode is especially for you.
Let me ask you a question. How long have you been learning English? 1 year? 3 years? Maybe even longer?
And another important question, after all that time, do you actually speak English confidently?
That's the problem we're talking about today. So many learners study grammar, watch videos, listen to podcasts, but they avoid speaking.
They say things like, I'm not ready yet, or my grammar isn't good, or I'm afraid of making mistakes.
And here's the truth. We're going to be very honest today. If you don't speak English, you will never become fluent.
Exactly. Fluency doesn't come from understanding English, it comes from using English.
In this episode, we'll explain why speaking is the most important skill, why waiting is a mistake, and how speaking, even imperfectly, can completely change your English.
And don't worry, we're not here to judge you. We're here to help you feel confident, motivated, and ready to speak.
So relax, take a deep breath, and stay with us, because by the end of this episode, your mindset about speaking English will change.
All right, let's get started.
All right, Julia. Let's talk about something very important. What do you think is the biggest lie English learners believe?
Easy. The biggest lie is this: I'll start speaking when I'm ready.
Yes. I hear that all the time. Learners say, I need more vocabulary, or I need better grammar, or I'll speak next month.
But the truth is that moment never comes.
Exactly. There is no magic day when suddenly you feel ready to speak English.
And the scary part is, while learners are waiting to feel ready, time is passing. Months pass, years pass.
They keep studying English, but their speaking stays at the same level.
Because speaking is not the result of learning. Speaking is the learning.
That's such an important point. You don't speak because you're fluent. You become fluent because you speak.
And let's be honest, when learners say, I'm not ready, what they really mean is I'm afraid.
Afraid of mistakes? Afraid of sounding stupid? Afraid of being judged?
But mistakes are not a sign that you're bad at English. They're a sign that you're learning.
So if you're listening right now and waiting for the perfect moment to speak, this is your wake-up call.
Stop waiting. Start speaking imperfectly, slowly, and bravely.
Because the biggest lie is believing that readiness comes before action.
In English learning and in life, action comes first.
So now that we've talked about the biggest lie, let's move to something positive. Julia, why do you think speaking is the fastest way to learn English?
Because speaking forces your brain to work. When you speak, you're not just listening or reading, you're creating language.
Exactly. When you speak, your brain has to choose words, build sentences, and pronounce sounds, all at the same time.
And that process is powerful. It connects everything you've learned, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, into one skill.
This is the difference between passive learning and active learning.
Right. Watching videos and reading books are helpful, but they're passive. You can understand without truly learning.
But speaking is active. You can't hide when you speak.
And here's a great example. Think about going to the gym. You can watch workout videos all day.
But your muscles won't grow unless you actually lift the weights.
Speaking English is the same. Studying is watching. Speaking is lifting.
Another important point, when you speak, you notice your problems faster.
Yes, you suddenly realize, oh, I don't know how to say this, or I always make this mistake.
And that awareness helps you improve much faster than just studying rules.
Also, when you speak, your memory becomes stronger. You remember words better because you use them.
So if you want faster progress, better confidence, and real fluency, there's no shortcut,
You must speak,
even if it's slow, even if it's uncomfortable.
because every time you speak, you're training your English.
Now, let's talk about something really interesting. What actually happens in your brain when you speak English?
Don't worry, we'll keep this simple. No difficult science words today.
Good idea. So here's the basic truth. When you speak English, your brain creates new connections.
And the more you speak, the stronger those connections become.
Think of it like a road. At first, the road is small and bumpy.
But every time you speak, that road gets wider and smoother.
This is why speaking feels hard in the beginning.
Your brain is building new paths, and that takes energy.
But here's the good news. The more you speak, the easier it becomes.
Your brain starts to react faster. You stop translating word by word.
And instead of thinking, what is the grammar rule? You just speak naturally.
That's when English starts to feel automatic.
Another important thing, your brain learns best when there's a little pressure.
And speaking creates that pressure in a healthy way.
You're not being tested, you're training.
So if speaking feels uncomfortable, that's actually a good sign.
It means your brain is learning.
And that's exactly what we want.
All right, Julia, now let's talk about the excuses, because almost every English learner has them.
Oh, yes, and if you're listening, you might recognize yourself here.
Let's start with the most common one. My grammar isn't good enough.
This excuse stops so many people. They think they must speak perfect English.
But here's the truth. Native speakers don't speak perfect grammar all the time.
Exactly. Communication is more important than perfection.
Another big excuse is I have a bad accent.
Let's be clear, having an accent is normal.
An accent means you know more than one language.
And most native speakers don't care about your accent. They care if they understand you.
The next excuse is fear. People will laugh at me.
But in reality, most people are busy thinking about themselves.
And the people who do judge? They're usually not the ones you should listen to.
Here's another excuse I hear a lot. I don't have anyone to practice with.
That one sounds logical, but it's not true.
You can speak to yourself. You can describe your day. You can talk out loud.
You can shadow podcasts, repeat sentences, or even record your voice.
Speaking doesn't always need another person.
And the last excuse, I'll start tomorrow.
Tomorrow is dangerous.
Because tomorrow often becomes next week or next year.
If you're waiting for the perfect time, you'll wait forever.
So if you heard your excuse today, that's okay.
Just don't let it stop you anymore.
Now, let's talk about something that scares many learners. Mistakes.
Yes, a lot of people think mistakes mean failure.
But in language learning, mistakes mean the opposite.
They mean you're trying, and trying is necessary.
Here's an important rule. No mistakes, no progress.
If you never make mistakes, it usually means you're staying silent.
Or you're only using very easy sentences that don't help you grow.
Let me share something personal. When I was learning another language, I made mistakes every single day.
And that's exactly why you improved.
Yes, sometimes people corrected me, sometimes they didn't. But every mistake taught me something.
Mistakes show you what you need to learn next.
They're like a map. They guide you.
Also, most people forget your mistakes in 5 minutes.
but you remember the lesson for a long time.
So instead of avoiding mistakes, you should welcome them.
Because every mistake brings you one step closer to fluency.
Speak. Make mistakes. Learn. Repeat. Now let's answer an important question. What really builds confidence? Studying English or speaking English?
A lot of learners think confidence comes from studying more,
They believe, if I learn more grammar, I'll feel confident.
but confidence doesn't come from knowledge alone.
It comes from experience,
You can know thousands of words and still feel nervous when you speak.
because confidence is not something you study.
It's something you build by doing.
Every time you speak, even for 1 minute, your confidence grows.
Slowly, quietly, but surely.
And here's something important. Confidence comes after action, not before.
You don't wait to feel confident and then speak.
You speak first, and confidence follows.
That's why people who speak a lot improve faster,
Not because they're smarter.
but because they're braver.
So if you're studying every day but still feel afraid,
It's time to add more speaking to your routine.
now, Julia, this is the part listeners really need. Many people say, I understand, but I'm alone. How can I speak?
Yes, and the good news is you don't need a partner to start speaking English.
Let's start with the simplest method, speaking to yourself.
It sounds funny, but it works. Describe what you're doing right now.
For example, I'm making tea. I'm opening my laptop. I'm listening to a podcast.
This trains your brain to think and speak in English naturally.
The second method is daily sentence practice.
Every day, choose one small topic: your day, your plans, your feelings.
And speak for 1 or 2 minutes. Don't stop. Don't correct yourself.
Just keep talking.
Another powerful method is shadowing.
That means listening to short audio and repeating it out loud at the same time.
Podcasts, videos, or even this podcast.
Shadowing improves pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence.
You can also record your voice.
At first, it feels uncomfortable, but it's very effective.
You start to notice your progress.
And finally, set a small daily goal.
5 minutes of speaking is enough.
Consistency is more important than long practice.
So no excuses. You can start speaking today.
Right after this episode ends.
Now let's talk about real people. Because transformation is possible.
Yes, and these stories are very motivating.
I remember a learner who studied English for years, but never spoke.
They understood everything, but when it was time to talk, they froze.
Then they made one simple change. They started speaking every day.
Just 5 to 10 minutes a day.
After 1 month, their confidence changed.
Not perfect English, but real communication.
Another learner was afraid of mistakes.
They believed mistakes meant embarrassment.
But when they finally started speaking, something interesting happened.
People were kind. They helped. They listened.
And that fear slowly disappeared.
The biggest change wasn't grammar or vocabulary.
It was mindset.
They stopped trying to be perfect and started trying to communicate.
And that's when real progress began.
If others can do it, you can too.
All right, Julia, it's time for our listener challenge.
Yes, this is where theory becomes action.
Here's the challenge. Speak English every single day for 7 days.
Even if it's just 5 minutes. Even if it's just talking to yourself.
Record your voice, describe your day, shadow a podcast. Any method works.
The key is consistency. 7 days of speaking creates a habit.
And here's the exciting part. By the end of the week, you'll feel noticeable improvement.
Your confidence will rise, your words will come faster, and your fear will decrease.
So don't wait. Start today. Speak, make mistakes, and enjoy the process.
We want you to share your progress with us too. It's motivating to see others grow.
Remember, action is the bridge to fluency. All right, Julia, we're coming to the end of today's episode. Let's summarize everything.
Yes. First, the biggest point. If you want to become fluent, you must speak English.
Second, waiting to feel ready is a trap. Confidence comes after action, not before.
Third, mistakes are not your enemy, they're your guide. Every mistake is progress.
Fourth, speaking activates your brain in ways studying alone cannot. It strengthens memory, improves pronunciation, and builds real fluency.
Fifth, you don't need a partner to start. Speak to yourself, shadow podcasts, record your voice. Just start.
And we also shared real-life examples, learners who transformed their English by speaking consistently, even imperfectly.
Now it's your turn. Take our 7-day challenge. Speak every day, even for just 5 minutes.
Remember, action is the bridge from learning to fluency.
So don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for perfection. Speak today. Speak now.
And one last thing, enjoy the journey. Celebrate every small victory, every new word you say, every sentence you build.
Because fluency is not a destination, it's a process. And the process begins with your voice.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep speaking, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone, and happy speaking.